question that she had her struggles with addiction, and those struggles have put prescription drug abuse in the spotlight. A spotlight that's now reaching Washington. Joining me now is Representative Mary Bono Mack, co-chairwoman of the Congressional Caucus on Prescription Drug Abuse. Mary, thanks for joining me. I know that you've been campaigning about this for quite some time, but before we get to Whitney Houston, her death, and the possible involvement of prescription drugs, I just want to ask you about this extraordinary story coming out today about the FBI arresting a man reportedly planning a suicide attack near Capitol Hill. What can you tell me about this?
We need to remain vigilant always. I think also we need to congratulate and appreciate our law enforcement and our intelligence agencies. And I think thirdly, we have to recognize that there are dangerous times right now around the world. That is still not a safe place to be. So we'll watch these details as they continue to unfold, but it certainly is very troubling.
It seems to be an extraordinary sting operation where the man concerned believed that he was wired up as a suicide bomber and was planning today to blow himself up somewhere near the Capitol. Now, the FBI clearly got onto this, and he was actually packed with dummy explosives. But, I mean, a lucky escape by the sound of it.
Well, there's no doubt. But again, it really shows that there is a lot of work in our intelligence efforts, that they have to sometimes set these things up for months on end. I think clearly we're extremely lucky that they got this guy.
Yeah.
Scary stuff, but also we need to congratulate them for a job well done in this instance.
No, I completely agree. It's a great victory for the FBI today, and long may they continue to do their great work. Let's turn to Whitney Houston, because you've campaigned about this issue of prescription drugs for quite some time. There clearly is going to be some link between Whitney's death and prescription drugs. We know that Xanax was found in her hotel room, one of the drugs that you're concerned about. Tell me about this, Mary, about what you've been doing and why drugs like Xanax are so contentious.
Well, thank you, Piers. And first and foremost, any time you want to talk about prevention and treatment of any sort of drug or alcohol issue, you have to start by admitting that there's a problem. And it's time in America that we admit there's a problem. Just because drugs come in a nice brown little bottle does not mean that they're safe. And since I've spoken publicly about this issue, I received so many calls from mothers and fathers who have lost their children because of an accidental drug overdose to prescription drugs. And it's time for this country to wake up and recognize that there is definitely an epidemic.
Apparently 20,000 people a year in America die from prescription drug-related deaths.
That's right. More now die from drug overdoses than in car accidents. They've now switched positions. And, I think that we can really focus on this. It's not going to take a lot of government money or government programs. It's a matter of reassessing and making our programs be more efficient. And I think if we attack this problem, we can change those numbers and we can really save American lives very easily if, first and foremost, we admit there's a problem.
It certainly seems to be a particular issue in places like Los Angeles, where there are many celebrities there who go doc shopping, who have quite a few doctors on the go and can get prescriptions for any number of them, and nobody really have a handle on how many they have in totality.
Well, doctor shopping is not unique to Los Angeles or to celebrities. Unfortunately, it's very prevalent in American society. I would even suggest that no American family is immune to this disease, this prescription drug epidemic and this disease. It's throughout America. And my problem is we have a DEA, we have an FDA, we have a whole supply chain that is supposed to restrict these very powerful narcotics, yet they're still ending up in the hands of our children. Something is wrong, and we need to examine exactly what is wrong that is causing our children to become addicted to these very, very powerful drugs.
Congresswoman, thank you very much. In fact, CNN are running a whole week of investigative stuff about addiction next week, so it's going to be a fascinating insight into what is a pretty hot topic right now. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for doing that, and thank you, Piers.
Coming up, the second happiest man in world sport. That's Jeremy Lin's